I always remember back in Chicago, we had those hot and humid summers. And all the kids in the neighborhood, or at least most of them, would sit out in front of their house trying to sell lemonade. And they'd sit there for hours trying to sell it for a nickel. No one wanted to buy it. It would melt down even if someone did buy it. They'd probably just give them the nickel and never drink the lemonade after looking at it. But I wanted to make that money also to buy candy and ice cream later, just like any kid would want. So at 5.5 years old, I came up with a different idea. Something that I could make that money without sitting there for all those hours. I went to the garage, got out my little red wagon that I got the Christmas before, under the Christmas tree, went in the house, asked my mother to make me a big pitcher of lemonade and a second pitcher of orange drink. We used Kool-Aid in those days. Put those in the wagon, got some real glasses, about 6 or 7 of the real glasses, and we didn't use paper cups in those days, and a big pitcher of water to rinse those glasses out. And I took that wagon about 4 blocks down from where I lived, where they were building new houses. And I timed this so I'd get there at 11:45, right before noon, when all these workers that were working on these houses would take lunch, because everyone took lunch at noon in those days. So they had to be all sweating and thirsty right before lunch. Well, here comes this little kid with his wagon and yells up to everybody, "Who wants to buy an ice cold lemonade or orange drink for 10 cents? I could sell for 10 cents, double what the other little kids were selling, because I had a value-added product. I delivered right to the job site. It was ice cold, just made. Well, almost all of the men came down, and some of them even had 2 glasses. I sold out in 7 or 8 minutes. Everything was gone. And they asked me, "Are you coming back again?" I said, "I'll be back here tomorrow at the same time." Took my wagon back home, put it in the garage, took all the dirty glasses and pitchers in the house, and my mother said she would wash them for me, which was very nice of her. And I gave her some of the money because we used her mix. And you always have to pay your suppliers. And I had money left over. I knew I was going to the ice cream or candy store later. And I went off and grabbed my baseball glove to play baseball. Waved to the other kids still sitting in front of their houses. "Good luck, guys." And I knew I was not going to have to sit there all those hours. I was done. I already made my money. And I was out to have a good time. And in business, all you have to do is find a little better way of doing something. A better way of delivering, enhancing your product or your service. And people will come. Customers will realize this. You don't have to reinvent it. You just need to make some changes, and people will know the difference. And you'll always be successful with your customers.